So we're out here at the same track I was riding the other day, Death Track. I've taken that spacer out. There's a pretty big spacer in the rear shock, 0.6. Now, redone the pressure, redone the sag. So to get 22.5, 23 millimeters of sag, I was at 155 psi. Now with this spacer out, for the same amount of sag, I'm at 170. So that should give me support, but it'll also, I'm hoping it'll take the edge off of those hits and make it a little bit more supple in the rear. So I'll do a couple of runs, see how it feels, and then update. So I've just done another lap with the no spacers in this rear shock, and it definitely feels better. It feels like it could do with a small spacer, but not the, I'm pretty sure that 0.6 is a big, probably the biggest spacer you can get in there. So I might try and hunt down a small spacer, a 0.3 or something, and see how that goes, but it definitely feels better at the back with no spacers in there. Fork is running no spacers. I'm down to 68 psi, so we'll see how that goes. It still dances around a bit at the front. It gets kind of poked off of rocks instead of just absorbing it. So we'll go up and do another run and see how we go here. So update, little slower on the rebound at the back. No token in the back now. So the shock's completely open, the rear shock's completely open. Fork is at 68 psi, and that run felt much better. I did a Strava run, and I was only 2 seconds off the KOM here, so which is mine as well. So this thing's starting to open up for sure. So I'm going to do another run, do a GoPro, and we'll see how it looks. So that's the day done and dusted. Did a few setup kind of changes and whatnot today. Like I said, no spacer in the rear, which feels really good. There's no spacers in the fork, I checked that. I'm at 68 psi, 175 psi in the rear shock. I might dabble between 170 and 175. 175 is a little bit stout still, a little bit pokey, but dropping it down towards that 170 feels killer. So I did a Strava run, 2 Strava runs. I did the original Strava run, and then I went up and did a helmet cam, and that's on Strava as well. And I equaled my PR, which was the KOM on that track. And you can see, like, it's just more comfortable. It's much more comfortable. The forks still not what I would expect out of them. I feel like there could be more grip. So my forks on the Remedy have the Luft cap installed on the Lyrics, and they are excellent. The grip and the control I have on those forks is absolutely excellent. I'm really impressed with the Luft cap upgrade on the Lyric. I believe I can get a Luft cap upgrade for this as well. I'm going to keep playing with it, keep setting it up. I haven't gotten too deep into playing with the high and low speed compression yet. A little bit. I've backed off the high speed compression a little bit, and low speed I'm only 2 clicks in, or 3 clicks in I think. But it just feels so much better today. Still a little pokey in the rear, but out of every corner, in between every sketchy section where you can get off the brakes, it gets up to speed so fast, and it carries speed over absolutely everything. So maybe the trade-off is a little bit harsher in the back for all of that extra speed. It's definitely comfortable in the steep stuff, so Death Track's a pretty steep track. Feels really, really good down the steep stuff. The forks are feeling better. I feel like I can bring my bars up a little bit. They might be a little bit low now. Otherwise, it's pretty close. I just don't feel like there's as much grip as there could be. I know it's super loose today, but I am used to the grip that I get off that Luft cap, that Lyric on the Remedy. So overall, I guess this is my first impressions. This bike rips. The brakes are killer. The Code RSC, I'm used to guides. These things have got so much more power, but they don't feel like you got to be heaps more sensitive with the grab like the Saints or whatever, which even then they're pretty good. But they just feel more or less the same with modulation as the guides, but when you pull them on, there's so much more power. Very impressed with the brakes. Still got some work to do to get it set up for me to be real fast and real trustworthy with it, but it's getting there. Today I feel 100% better about the bike than I did a couple of days ago. So we're getting there. Stay tuned. We'll kick it off, and within a week I reckon I'll have this thing absolutely sailing.